What? The broom is sitting at the piano, playing a tune.
Oh my goodness.
Soon more distant neighbors heard about the broom and visited the widow's farm. The men who saw it seemed to agree it was probably a wicked thing. But their wives pointed out that it could do a great help to the widow and could play the piano well, considering that it struck only one note at a time. No one's feelings were as strong as Mr. Spivey's. It's evil and it's dangerous, he told everyone that would listen. We'll all be sorry if this thing stays among us. As the days went by, the broom seemed as innocent and as hard-working as ever.
Murphy, look.
Okay. Okay, that's all for tonight. We'll see tomorrow what happens. Did you want to see it for a minute? Okay, there he was. There the broom was, chopping the wood. And there's the broom. What's the broom doing? Playing the piano. Playing the piano. You want to see what he does on the next page?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Now what's he doing?
Finish all more trees. What is he doing?
The Spivey boys were doing something to the broom. They were tapping on the broom's handle. Finally it stopped sweeping. The broom turned to the two boys and knocked them both on the head. So hard they fell to the ground in tears. The broom hopped off, but the Spivey dog ran after it, yapping and biting at its bristles. "Get him!" the boys yelled. The little dog leaped into the air and caught the broom by the handle, but he was not there for long. There's the dog. The dog bit the handle, and the broom bent over and threw the dog over the trees. And the Spivey boys could only watch in dismay.
Where's the dog go?
I don't know. He's flying over the trees. Let's see. That evening, Mr. Spivey drove his wagon up to the widow's house. He was not alone. 3 men from the neighboring farms were in the wagon, along with a long wooden stake and coils of rope.
This is the broom.
That is the broom, isn't it? Mr. Spivey knocked loudly.
Dad,
When she opened the door,
Daddy.
Minna was frightened by what she saw.
what's that, Daddy?
The man is coming for the broom. He wants to take it away. "We've come for the broom," her neighbor told her. "It's beaten my sons and likely done worse to my dog." The poor animal was nowhere to be found. The widow could tell by their faces that the men would not be leaving without her broom. There was nothing she could do to stop them.
I want to go
For a
away.
moment she stood silently
I want
and
to
then
go
answered,
away. I want
"Of
to
course
go away.
you are right."
I want to go away, Daddy.
What?
I want to go away.
What's
The
going
wish
away?
Go,
You wish it would go away?
What?
The
The
witch.
witch did go away?
Yeah.
Yes, she did, didn't she?
Yeah.
Okay. Of course you were right. If it could do such a thing, we must get rid of it.
I was back there.
The witch was back there. Do you think she'll come again over here?
Yeah.
Let's wait and see.
Check and see, Daddy.
We'll check and see in just a minute. Let's wait for this page to finish. She led the men into the kitchen. "It sleeps in here," she whispered, pointing to a closet.
What's your wife?
"If you move it carefully, it will not wake up." The men knew how strong the
You're
broom...
stepping on the books.
Don't step on the books. Nope. 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 Do not step on books.
These are new. Like that?
Yes. They're new and they're... And these are the books that Auntie Mimms used in her classroom to read to her children. The men knew how strong the broom was and hoped the widow was right.
Turn the page.
Turn the page.
What?
There they are, sitting in the wagon. They opened the closet door, revealing the sleeping broom. One of the farmers took it out and gently held it against the stake while the others wrapped it in yards of rope around and around and around. They carried the broom outside and drove the stake into the ground and gathered straw around it. Uh-oh. Mr. Spivey lit the fire. In no time,
Where's the broom?
they were burning the broom. In no time, flames turned the broom to ashes. Life, we have to wait and see what it says. Wait just a moment.
A witch can't find a broom anymore.
The witch couldn't find the broom anymore, could she?
No.
Let's see what happens. Life soon returned to normal around the widow's farm. The Spiveys even found their dog, healthy but hungry, caught in the branches of a tall spruce tree. That's where the dog went.
Look, Dad.
Smoke. Then one morning, Minna Shaw called on her neighbors with frightening news. She had seen... Listen to this.
Ow! Ow!
She had seen the ghost of the broom. It was as white as snow and moved through the woods at night carrying an axe.
Oh my goodness.
Mr. Spivey did not believe her, but that night, under a full moon, he watched from a window as the broom's white ghost came out of the woods and slowly circled his house. The next night it returned, circling even closer. And the night after it came again, tapping lightly on the door. Goodness. There it was.
I went in trees. That doesn't look like a ghost.
Well, that's what the ghost of the broom looks like, late at night in the full moonlight.
Well, it has a hand.
Well, it wraps its broom handle around the handle of the axe. That's what it did when it was chopping wood. Now, what do you think is going to happen?
No.
I don't know. The next morning, Mr. and Mrs. Spivey packed their dearest possessions and 8 children into their wagon. Mr. Spivey tried to convince the widow to leave with them, but she chose to stay behind in her little farmhouse. You don't want to see it?
I see the broom.
Do you?
Where?
Do you think it is?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's the handle.
It looks like the handle. I thought maybe it was her cane, but it might be the handle of the broom. She went down the road as the wagon pulled away and waved goodbye to her neighbors. "You're a brave woman," Mr. Spivey called out. That evening, the widow fell asleep in her chair by the fire. She'd been listening to music. Simple tunes played one note at a time on the piano. A gentle tap on her shoulder woke her. She looked up and smiled at the broom. Not a ghost at all, but still covered with the coat of white paint she'd given it. "You play so nicely," Minna Shaw said. The broom bowed and put a log on the fire.